Hey everyone, today I kind of wanted to come back and give more of a continuation of the last couple of videos and talk about how to pick a Linux distribution when you're just starting out as a new Linux user. As you guys all know, this is a pretty common dilemma upon new Linux users. It was a dilemma for me as well, and it's a common problem that happens when first switching to Linux. There's so many distributions out there, and it's hard to know which one to choose. And some people say this distro is better than the others, and if you choose this one, but this one sucks. It gets really confusing, right? And it stresses a lot of people out. So it's just like a common. I call it like the distro dilemma. Kind of my own. I don't know if I made it up, but it's like a distro dilemma. You kind of really get stuck in what to choose, and it happened to me as well. So I just want to give some tips on that and how I overcame that. Just a couple things, nothing like major, just kind of my advice and how I did it. So essentially, when picking a Linux distro, the key is like don't believe everything. I mean, you can believe what you read about it if it's like technical, but don't believe what everybody says and until like you really try it out for yourself. Because everyone's different, right? Everyone has their different likes and dislikes, and something that works for me might not work for somebody else. So you really have to try out the actual distro. Whether it's on a spare PC or in the VM, just you got to try it out and see if it works for you, because that's how ultimately you'll figure it out. And if you try it one time and it doesn't work, give it some time and try to do some tasks that you usually do on your other PC, whatever that might be, whether it's a Mac or Windows or other Linux distribution, even if you're using it already. But um, once you try it out, you'll really get a feel for how it is and what you're trying to do. And I'm not just saying try one distro and be like, oh, not for me, I'm done. Try a couple of them. Try like two or three, four, maybe. Definitely put a limit on it though. Don't be trying a bunch unless you're just curious and want to explore. If you're really trying to pick one, try a couple and stick with them. And then as certain features or things that don't work for you kind of fall off, and that one doesn't work, just kind of eliminate them. And you'll kind of eventually work your way down to one distro. But like I kind of said before, really ultimately depends on what you need to do and how you use your computer. If you go out and choose like a bunch of really like obscure distros, or you have so many different ones you're interested in, you're gonna get overwhelmed and it's not gonna work. So definitely the key here is just be sure, try a bunch out, but kind of narrow it down, or just pick three, like, and go from there. That's really kind of how I did it, and it works. Or did I pick three? I can't even remember anymore. But I mainly picked the popular ones, and that's another point I want to bring up as well. Definitely pick something that's well known, especially if you're just starting out. If it's a well-known distro and there's a lot of support, you'll be better off kind of getting it up and running. If it's something, excuse me, very obscure, gonna be a little bit harder to kind of figure out and move on. And if you get stuck, you be like, oh, this isn't for me, and you might quit Linux altogether. So that's kind of really short, like how to pick a distro. It just comes down to like finding a couple, what you're interested in and trying things out, and being open to different perspectives. Kind of want to wrap up here. I know I hate to give like specifics here, because I know I said don't get stuck on a specific one, but if I had to pick like three or four, just for the sake of putting it out there and wanting you guys to know maybe some good ones to try right away. Excuse me again, sorry. I would have to definitely say, from a user-friendly beginner standpoint, not saying it's super user-friendly, but for just starting out, a couple I would have to pick, and these aren't in any order. Keep that in mind. Number one, again, not being in any order, I would have to say try like Linux Mint, based on Ubuntu, or Linux Mint Debian Edition. Either one of those, excuse me, are pretty good. Next being just plain Ubuntu, you can try that. That's a good one. Number three would be Fedora. I know I've tried that one. It's pretty cool. A lot of people like it. It's a little bit interesting. Definitely different than what I'm used to, because I just don't use it and it didn't work for me. And definitely last, I would say just try Manjaro. I know it's like an Arch-based sort of thing, but I know it's meant to be more user-friendly. But if that's your avenue, I would say choose that. And I guess another bonus one, one that's pretty popular, but see, I'm kind of going down the rabbit hole here. One that's pretty popular, but I think I should mention is Pop! OS. I know a lot of people like that one. Actually, my old boss at my job, he big Windows guy, but he used Pop! OS and he liked it a lot. So with that being said, that's really all I have today, everyone. I hope this was helpful. I know it's not really in depth, but just kind of wanted to have a little dialogue about picking a Linux distro and what to use, and give you guys some examples. Again, not in any order, just kind of throwing it out there. And if there's any rebuttals in the comments, let me know. If there's any I missed that you guys like, feel free to share. Like, this is just to get people talking about it and get those, give people ideas and help them out, but not give them too many ideas so they're lost. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.